Happy birthday to the Atari 2600. The Atari turns 38. It was released in the United States on September 11th, 1977. Not too long after I was born. I was born December 24th, 1976, so I was less than a year old when the Atari was released. But I got my first Atari when I was probably about 10 years old. But anyways, in this video I'm going to be doing some of my favorite games. Some of these games I'm going to be doing on the PlayStation. On this game I have Activision's. It's got a bunch of Activision games on it. Games that for the Atari 2600 developed and published by Activision. And I'm also going to be doing some cartridges, so I figured to go ahead and start out with the games on the disc. The picture quality is going to be better on these than on the system. So this game I never played as a kid. I actually haven't played this in my life until just like a couple years ago when I got the disc. Just press down to push down to place a bomb and you run away from it. Push the button to shoot. You push up to prevent yourself from falling. You just want to rescue the guy. Actually, most of these old Atari games were really simple. Oh. Well, that was... Oh. Okay, how am I gonna... Okay, I see. Whoops. See, I hit that light up there, so that's why there's no lights. I actually did an upload of each of these games that we're seeing, but in this video we'll get to see all of, well, not all of them, but all of my favorites. Oh, that was nasty. This part's the tricky part. But I did it. Most of these games you get 3 lives. Touch that wall there, you die. Whoa. Oh, if you touch anything glowing like that blue thing, die. Apparently they must be like electric. Oh, that was nasty. My beam didn't hit him. So anyways, my game's over. The only thing annoying about this CD game is that you have to quit and start. I wish that they just had one button that took you right back to the menu. Next we're going to see ice hockey. Now I never had this game as a kid either, but I have played it, so one of my friends must have had it. Can't remember exactly which friend it was, but this game is like really hard. Just keep mashing the button. See, they could score anytime they want. When you hit the puck, it just goes wherever it wants to. It never goes where you want it to. This is one of those games that would be far more fun with another person. See, look, I keep hitting him and it doesn't have any effect. like he just grabs it and turns around and scores. No human could do that. See, he just takes it right off my stick. Games were even cheating back then. This game really makes your thumbs sore. So I'm using a D-pad on my PS2 controller. See, look at that. If that was them, it would have gone right in. There is a timer, but we don't get to see it. It just shuts off whenever it wants to. Look at that. Now, why would it go way over there? You can't choose when to switch your players. It just happens automatically. Timer runs out. Okay, so the next game we will see. Keystone Capers is kind of a fun one, but it's kind of long, so I'm not going to play that long of it. But it's a basic game where you're trying to just run and chase after this guy. You got these obstacles in the way, you gotta jump over. After you get to like level 3 or 4, you gotta start ducking under some other obstacles. Most of these old Atari games were all about scoring points. Because games originally started on arcade before home consoles. And in arcade games you always want to beat the other person's high score. So that's something they added to the home console games. But what doesn't make sense is once you shut the game off, the score disappears. So you'd have to write down your high score. And if you got friends over, write down their high scores. And that's something that they never got rid of for a long time. I mean, even on Nintendo. I mean, by the time Nintendo came out, they had a purpose to the game to beat the game, like Super Mario Brothers. The purpose is to rescue the princess. And for some reason, they still had points in there. I mean, who remembers how many points they had in Super Mario Brothers? The purpose of the game isn't to score points, it's to rescue the princess, so there was really no purpose for having that. It's still carried into the Super Nintendo with Super Mario World and many other games. Not to be bashing on the Mario games, because they're actually my favorite video games, but it's just one flaw that was around for a long time. Nintendo 64, I don't really... Well, the Mario games, you don't have to worry about points. I really don't have a whole lot of N64 games, so I can't really speak for all of them, but I imagine there are probably still some. I plan on doing another video, which is going to be a happy birthday to the Nintendo, but See, now this one's Happy Birthday to the Atari 2600 console, and Nintendo's going to be a happy birthday to the Nintendo Corporation. So in my Nintendo video, what I'm going to be doing is, we're going to see, well, there's going to be part 1, which is going to be, okay, I gotta crouch. Part 1 is going to be, I'm going to do like a history lesson on Nintendo, and after that it's going to be either a two or three parter. I'm going to do some of the games, and what we're going to see is Super Mario Brothers. I'm going to do a playthrough as far as I can get using the warp pipes, which I never did before in my videos. And we're going to see the Japanese version of Super Mario Brothers 2. That was nasty. And I'm going to do a full playthrough of how far I can get in that, which is not very far at all. Then we're going to see me play the last level of Super Mario Brothers 2, the American version, where I'm going to beat it. Then we'll see me play the very last level of Super Mario 3, the very last level of Super Mario World, and then the last level of Super Mario 64. So I plan on beating, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this game. Now the first two Mario games, Super Mario Brothers, the original, and then the Super Mario Brothers 2 Japanese version, I probably won't beat. But the other ones after that, I should have no problems. Okay, so next we are going to see Sequest. Now this is a game that my aunt had. She had a video game system in her basement, and when me and my sister used to go over to her place, like for holidays and that, we used to go down in her basement and play a video game system. I'm not sure what her system was, but it had 4 games built in. This was one of them. Another one I believe was Jungle Hunt. I wish I knew what the video game system was, but I'm pretty sure it had 4 video games built into it. So it actually might have been either an Atari console or a Coleco, because Coleco did copy the Atari 2600. They actually had the Coleco Gemini, which I can't remember if the Coleco Gemini was a hardware add-on for the Coleco that played Atari games, or if that was the actual system. Because Coleco also made an Atari clone which played Atari games. See, once you get all 6 guys, you go up there, drop them off, go to the level 2 where it gets a little bit harder. That's your oxygen level at the bottom. When it starts flashing, you have to go to the top. Every time you go to the top, you lose a guy, so you have to collect another one. See, I got 4. I just lost one, now he's down to 3. Whoa, that was close. Whoa. Need one more. That was nasty. You're doing terrible. Every time you die, you lose one of your guys, too. So he keeps getting... Oh! I accidentally hit the L1 button, which restarts the game. So anyways, we're done with that game. You know, tennis looks like another game. tennis would be fun for 2 players, but it's too hard playing 1 player, so I'm not going to do that. My favorite game on this disc right here, probably one of Atari's most popular games, is Pitfall. See, in 1981, some of the Atari workers, like, there's David Crane, Alan Miller, and a couple other guys. Anyways, they weren't happy with Atari because they weren't getting proper credit for their games they put out. So in 1981, they quit the Atari company and they started their own company, Activision, which was the first third-party video game developer in video game history. And they really didn't have many copyright laws or anything back then, so Activision was able to get away with developing games for the Atari 2600 without their permission. So Activision made full profit on these games here, like this one here, and this is one of their most popular. And that, see, not having control of video games is one of the things that caused the video game crash of 1983, because then once Activision did it, a lot of other companies started doing it. This part is hard right here. You gotta land on the alligators. You want to stand right on the top of their heads, but not on their mouths. Okay, I was too far on the mouth. So once they open their mouth, if you're over it, you have to fall through. Okay, my game's over already. So I'm going to play again because that was way too quick. And this game is like really simple, but it's one of those games that's still fun. Now this is a game I never had. Actually, I had a friend who had this game on the Intellivision, which was another competitor of Atari's. So that's the only place I played this game. Now you can go to the bottom here, and I believe every time you go through here it skips like 4 levels. But you might end up running into a brick wall, and if you hit that scorpion there, it kills you. Piece of gold. Okay, I believe this is the level that we just seen when I went through the bottom. So it looks like it would skip 3 levels. Doing much better this playthrough than I was last time. Whoa. I'm like right on his eyelash. Those logs can be kind of annoying. See, that's your score up there at the top. Every time you get hit, you lose some. The fire kills you. Snakes, the fire, they'll kill you when you touch them. And when you're trying to jump onto the vine, jump up to it and push up, then you push down to let go. These are really annoying. I hate these parts. I imagine an expert player could probably jump over all 3 of those before they even open their mouth. There is a way to beat this game. I've never done it. I don't remember exactly how to beat it, but I remember hearing that it is able to beat. But this is a pretty popular game, developed by David Crane, by the way. they ended up making a sequel. There was a Pitfall 2. I think it was called The Lost Caverns or something like that. And Nintendo had Super Pitfall. The Sega Genesis had Pitfall the Mine Adventure. I do have the Super Pitfall uploaded on my channel. I also have Pitfall the Mine Adventure. That was nasty. This just might be the best I've ever done at this game. No, I got here last time I played. I actually played yesterday. I was doing this tried recording the same video yesterday. But there was a really good game I skipped, so I decided to redo it. These things get really annoying. I should watch the video again wherever I've seen that on how to beat it. I imagine you probably just keep on going and going because there's really not much else you can do besides go right and left. That was nasty. The version on Nintendo is just crazy. I mean, it is just the most cryptic game I've ever seen for, like, how to beat it. And I don't even know how to describe it other than to suggest watching the Angry Video Game Nerds review on it. So he explains how to beat it. You gotta jump at a very specific spots. Find certain items in certain order. That was nasty. Okay, so that was Pitfall. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch to my console. Instead of playing on the PS2, I'm going to be using my actual Atari 2600. This isn't the actual one I had as a kid either. This one I recently bought at a pawn shop. First game is Video Pinball. I'm going to turn the volume down because I know it's really loud compared to the other system. And on the Atari, most games you had to hit the reset button on the console. For pinball, you just push down on the joystick, press the button to shoot. Oh, that was quick. This game is like really hard for a pinball game. The ball just flies all over the place and it's really hard to hit. Look at that. The Nintendo version is much more fun to play. Press right on the joystick to hit the right flipper, left for the left flipper, push up and it'll do both flippers. I mean, the ball goes quicker than you can react. This game I do remember playing as a kid. I think I had this game, but I think I might have got it late in my time of having the Atari because I don't remember playing this game a whole lot. Imagine, look at that shot. Okay, we'll do another game. Look at that, that was just nasty. This game is like really hard. those are supposed to be Atari logos. They kind of look like bird feet. Well, that was kind of cool. Oh, what's that? Yeah, the Atari was pretty much the first really where video games really started getting popular. Whoa. Oh, that was nasty. You know, I think on my Happy Birthday Nintendo, I'll probably also do Donkey Kong and Mario Brothers. That video is going to be on September 23rd. That's the 128th anniversary or something like that. Anyways, that was Pinball. See, now I bought the Atari at a pawn shop recently, and it had this weird contraption hooked up to it because the old Atari had this box that screwed into the back of the TV, but today's TVs don't have that. So it had this new contraption onto it, and I used that to hook up to the TV, but it stopped working. So I went and ordered this part off Atari or off eBay. If you have a Atari 2600 or you plan on buying one and you want to hook it up to a new TV, the best idea I could suggest is go onto eBay and look up the Atari 2600 RF TV coaxial F-plug female adapter. It's only $8. It plugs into the Atari cord, which normally plugs into the box. You just unplug it from the box with the prongs. Then you just plug the other end into the coaxial part, and it screws right into the back of your TV, and it works really good like this. Here's the game I forgot to do yesterday when I made my first video. Frogger. Well, this game is always fun. You just want to avoid... I want to see if I can go through the wall. Nope. See, you can play another level where you can actually go through the wall and come out the other side, but that's the weird thing about Atari. They have levels, but normally, like most video games, like on Nintendo, the level is the difficulty level. In this game, it's just really random. It's like one level you can go through the walls, another level you can't. Some level the traffic moves faster than others. Other levels it moves real slow. It's like you just don't know. What was that? That was weird. I was standing on that brown thing and all of a sudden it just splattered. So that's all you're trying to do, is get to the top. There's another game similar to Frogger called Freeway, which I have on my disc, but it's just not as fun. For some reason, Frogger is just much more fun. Getting in that first square up there's like one of the hardest. Oh, missed it. See, now if I hit it on the level where it can go through objects, it would probably be a lot easier. Now I just need one more. The hardest one. Oh, my last life, I think. That's your timer at the bottom, I think. Cool. Now it gets even harder. The traffic's moving much faster. Those alligator heads you see in the top, I believe those things kill you. Oh, I went too fast. So that was Frogger. That one's always fun. Actually leaving out a couple games today that I put in yesterday, like Asteroids, which is just kind of boring, and Cubert. But this next game, we got 2 more games left. This next game is the very first video game I've ever played in my life, and it has been blamed, part of the blame for the video game crash of 1983, the Atari version of Pac-Man. See, the story behind this game is the original Pac-Man came out in 1980 and was one of the most popular arcade games ever. So Atari wanted to get that on their console, and so what they did is they hired video game developer Todd Fry to develop the game, and you see it was copyrighted in 1981, but it was released in 1982, and they wanted to see how he was doing with developing the game, so he sent them a prototype. They were so eager to get the game out that they went and put out the prototype, and it totally flopped. There was nothing like the arcade game. It just wasn't finished. And Atari, another mistake they made is there were only 10 million Atari consoles in America, and they went and produced 12 million Pac-Man games because they thought the game would be so popular that it would make them sell more systems. But they sold 7 million copies of Pac-Man, and there were 5 million unsold copies, so they ended up with those 5 million consoles in a warehouse they had nothing to do with. And that really hurt them. That was back in 1982. Okay, I'm going to play level 3 because that's like the easiest. See, the ghosts go really slow. Level 1, they go too fast. See, this is another game. The levels are really weird. You don't know which ones are going to be harder than others. I remember playing this game at my friend Rhonda's house, and my very first video game I've ever played. See, that's one of the problems with the game. You can't tell if the ghosts are in invincible or not. You don't know when the power pellets wear off. This is pretty easy playing level 3. I knew yesterday when I played it, I knew level 3 was the easiest for some reason, even though it's been like so long since I played this game. For some reason level 3 just, I remembered. We always used to play that. Yeah, if you want to see the good version, I recommend the Nintendo. I actually didn't upload it to my channel. Actually, the last video I did was the Game Boy version. That was even better than this. Yeah, this is pretty easy playing on level 3. Whoa. Yeah, you can barely tell when they're back. They change a slight different color. And the game doesn't really get any more into it than this. For some reason, it's still pretty fun. Can't imagine a kid seeing this for the first time today, sitting down with your kid and saying, "Hey, this is the game I used to play when I was a kid." I could just imagine my son's reaction if he had seen this game. Oh, yeah, the controls are a little stiff. I really don't want to play this anymore. I think I get a bonus if I get all the ghosts. For some reason, I don't know why, I just think if I get all the ghosts with one power pellet, I think I get some type of bonus for it. Let's try to get them all over here. Oh, I don't know if I got a bonus or not. Yeah, I can't remember the exact age I was when I got the Atari 2600, but I know I got the Nintendo in 1988 when that was my 12th birthday. My birthday's Christmas Eve, so we always opened our Christmas presents on my birthday. That was 88 when I turned 12, we got the Nintendo, so I think we got the Atari like maybe a couple years before that. Okay, this is my last life. And that was Pac-Man. Okay, we got one more game to show. This is the very first video game that I have ever beaten. And it is considered one of the worst. It is actually considered the worst video game ever made. E.T. This was also blamed for the video game crash. See, now this game is almost... Oh, wait a minute. I want to play on level 3. See, because if you play on level 1, you get an FBI agent and a scientist chasing after you. The scientist will pick you up and take you to his lab. The FBI, or the... Yeah, and the FBI agent keeps coming and taking your pieces away from you, your phone pieces and your Reese's Pieces that you collect. So if you play on level 2, you've only got one of those two guys. Playing level 3, you don't have any of them. But the hardest part about this game is trying to figure out what to do. You actually had to read the instruction booklet to know what to do here. So you just move around. And you look for the question marks. Okay, that's one thing you want to remember where it's at. Because, see, these symbols change. They're in different spots every time you play the game, so that's one of the important things you want to remember. But for now, we want to find the question marks. Okay, so you do that, raise your head, push the button. You see that white thing flashing in this one? That means there's a phone piece in it. You go get it and leave. There's another one. Sometimes that happens and it gets really annoying. But another thing you can do is collect all 9 Reese's Pieces. Now if you push your head on one of those symbols, it'll send you over to that area. But anyways, if you collect all the Reese's Pieces, up to 9 of them, you can look for the symbol that shows Elliot's head where you call for him. And anytime you go up, no matter what stage you're on, you're going to end up in the forest here. And anytime you go all the way down, you're going to end up in this area. Now this is where the FBI agent and scientists are in these 2 buildings up here, but we're playing without them. And those numbers at the bottom, that's your score. Every time you walk, it goes down. Okay, once I collect 9 Reese's Pieces, I only need 1 more, and I can go to the Elliot head. Okay, now I gotta find the head where Elliot's yelling, and I can do that, and he'll take my Reese's Pieces and give me a phone piece. By the way, you hold the button down, and he runs. Okay, there's Elliot's head yelling. So you push the button, he'll come up, take my Reese's Pieces. He'll come back and give me the 3rd phone piece. And then what you have to do is find the calls. Well, I'm going to find okay, there's the landing zone. You can tell, but that's what the symbol means up there, the square one. So now that I know where that's at, and go back to the one that's got that one logo on it. That you want to remember where you find it. This one. Press the button. Now you want to go back up to the landing zone and just wait there. And that's how easy it is to beat the game. But this game was hated. They gave Howard Scott Warshaw like 5 weeks to develop this game and publish it, program it, sell it and everything because I wanted to get it out by the holiday season. And it turned out to flop. Everyone hated it. I always liked it as a kid once I found out how to beat it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and play it one more time. Let's see how much... Okay, it's like 46 minutes into the video. I want to see how quick I could beat this game. Where's the question mark? I believe that symbol scares away the scientist or the FBI agent or something, I'm not sure. Now you could just fall into these pits without knowing if there's anything into them, but it's just better to use the question mark. Okay, we don't have any over here. Well, I just cannot find any question marks this time around. I want to find that call zone too. See, the call zone could be like on any part. I think it's called the call zone. There we go. Okay, now I gotta find the voice calling Elliot, get a phone piece. For some reason, whenever you go to the left... Wait a minute. Okay, I thought you always fell in the pit when you went to the left up there. Maybe it's this way. Yeah, it's the right. Anytime you go to the right, you automatically fall into the pit. There we go. Yeah, see, every time you raise your head, it uses up a lot of energy, too. By the way, those points down there is also your health. If you run out, you die, and Elliot will come back and revive you, but you don't get many points to start out with again. Okay, there's a call zone right next to the roof. Gotta find some more question marks. I can't find it at all in here. There it is. Oh, I think I already checked that one. Oh. There we go. Last one. Okay, now I'm going to find the landing zone before I go down to the call zone. The landing zone's always up here in the forest. There we go, we beat it in like less than 5 minutes. Probably the quickest game to beat. out of all the games I have. Even I think Where's Waldo even took a little longer than this. And this time it was harder. My first playthrough, just right before this game, was probably even quicker. So I was having a hard time finding the question marks in this one. So anyways, those were my favorite Atari 2600 games. I wish a happy 38th birthday to the Atari 2600, September 11th, 1977. So next video I'm going to be doing is going to be my happy birthday Nintendo, which is going to be on the Nintendo Corporation. I'm going to go ahead and do a little history lesson about the Nintendo, and then we're going to see some... I'm probably going to go ahead and do Donkey Kong and then the Mario games, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed those games, and if you want any more, if you want to learn any more about the video game crash of 1983 and these Atari games, the history lessons I was giving out, probably the best way to find them is to check out videos by the Video Game Historian. He did a really good game on the video game crash, or he did a really good kind of documentary on the video game crash of 1983. Some other ones I recommend that are really good of his are Nintendo vs. Universal Studios and Donkey Kong. Those are my favorite videos of his. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed the Atari 2600 happy birthday video, and I'll see you in the next one, which will probably be happy birthday Nintendo.